This month is your reason for being. That's the theme. And we are here, truly, for one reason, and one reason only, and that is to let God be God as us, through us. That is our reason for being, the ultimate truth. So last week we talked about anchoring ourselves in God's love and recognizing that there is just this one magnificent power that is unshakable, unconditional love itself. That is the power that we are calling God, Spirit, love intelligence. And so we anchor ourselves in that endless ocean of love. And as Marcy sang last week, we let it wash over us. We let that love just wash over us. And I know that Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow, is a day to remember love. And it's a day to remember relationships. And I say that we celebrate a key person that we are in relationship with. A really key person. Ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves. Because the ultimate relationship we could ever be in is the one that we are in with our divine selves. That infinite, that eternal self within us that is always there to love us, to support us, to guide us. So that's what we're going to celebrate today. We're going to celebrate you and you and you and you and each other, every one of us, because we are celebrating Y-O-U, your own uniqueness. Love that. Your own uniqueness. That's who you is. And each and every one of us, we're so unique. There are not two of us. Bob probably says, thank God. There are not two of us. You know, there's not two of us anywhere on this planet. There's only one of us. So we all have a uniqueness that we can celebrate. I have to bring him in, he's right there. So the spiritual truth that each and every individual is a unique expression of this one power, this one force of energy that we call life, that we call this divinity, which we know in religious science is a fundamental tenet. And the most important tenet is that we are unique. We're all individualized. God does not repeat itself. It doesn't have to. There are limitless possibilities in the mind of this creative genius. And so it creates always anew, always anew. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, spoke a lot about the uniqueness of humans. And so I have a compilation, a medley of his thoughts. So I'm just going to read them. One of the chief cornerstones, he says, of this spiritual philosophy is that everything in the universe is a unique individualization or expression of the one thing, which is the cause of all things. And that would be God. No two blades of grass are the same. No two grains of sand are the same. It's very vast. No two thumbprints. No two of anything, he says, are alike. You exist so that the one creative power may have a unique outlet for its expression. You are not only a divine spark, Holmes says, not only an incarnation of the living spirit of the cosmos, but a unique representation of the cosmic whole. You should become aware that this power is expressing in you in a unique way, and it is always pressing against you, seeking a fuller outlet of its infinite possibilities through you into its own self-expression. This is the divine creator we're speaking of. The more life that you express, the more God flows through you. And that's from, those are different sentences from different writings by Holmes. We often say that without God we wouldn't be. the creative genius created us. And this is very, very true. And without a conscious, intentional relationship with God, we definitely will live lives that are unfulfilled. Because truly, to have a life that we live just from the experiences only, and we don't involve a higher power, there is something missing. There will always be something missing. It's in that relationship with divinity that we find our wholeness, that we find our completeness, that fulfills us. And that brings us into that relationship of you and you. You and you. So it's the divinity within, and then this human form and experience that we're having. So you blend them together and you have a much more fulfilling life. That's why we're in community. To remind each other, I forget sometimes, to remind each other that we have within us a constant companion. But equally, that is true with or without each and every one of you expressing your own uniqueness. God would not be fully expressed in this three-dimensional world of form. So we let that concept sink in, and I'll say it again. Without each and every one of you expressing your own uniqueness, God would not be fully expressed in this three-dimensional world of form. We live in this, I look at and I see forms. And you all look individual. No one in this room looks exactly like the other person, so this is beautiful. You all look like beautiful lights to me. But in these forms, in all of these forms, is this beautiful essence. I can't see it, but I know it's there because that's what the conviction of faith does. It brings you to a point of realizing that there is something more than just these forms. There is an essence within each and every one of us. And God can't express itself fully unless we recognize that there is a higher power and we are a unique individualization of that one power. I love the affirmation that Holmes, I found by Holmes. He's so great. I know, he says, that everything I am doing is governed by love. I am conscious that I am one with all people in love, in essence, and in joy. And so we come together to be in joy. To be in joy.